Neal, heartbreaking. How are you feeling?
Probably as bad as everybody up there is. And we wanted to give ourselves a chance. We wanted to do our bit right today, and for 60 odd minutes it was everything we wanted from the performance. But I think if ever 2 goals sum up a season, they're it. We're in total control of the game, and 2 breakaways and we concede 2 goals. And I just said to the players, I can't fault your effort, I can fault your decision making and some of the things you did, but that's been our season. Silly goals given away at key times, and that's why we are where we are.
It's the hope that kills you as well.
Yeah, of course, we all knew, and we, at half time we really rallied them up and said that they were on the verge of something special to come out for 20 minutes. We said that first 20 minutes has got to be the hardest 20 minutes of your season, and we did it, and we came out exactly like that and got our noses in front. But this team hasn't been able to see enough games out and keep enough clean sheets, not necessarily this team but the club as a whole for the season, and unfortunately it's painful to hear, but we deserve to go down.
How heavy does this weigh on you?
I look in the mirror, I always do. I haven't been able to turn it around, I haven't done well enough, but as probably you all know, there's a lot of factors that make the job really hard, or have done, and I'll go and criticise myself and I'll be low for a while of that, I'm sure. That's what it is.
Why do you think you've not been able to turn it around?
I think December and January were key months. You can talk about anything, but I told you already that the physical stats were poor. We blew up after 60 minutes in games, and we didn't have a good enough team. That's the long and short of it always, and we lost loads of ground in that period. These boys have come in. It was asking a lot for them to turn it around and have playoff form almost, and we just couldn't do it.
In the end, the result here didn't matter because of the result up at the Moss Rose. But what are the players like in there right now?
They're all down. Of course they're down, and no one sits in there and feels anything but pain and anguish. But I've just told them there individually, collectively, whether they're here, whether they're somewhere else next season, you've got to be better for this pain, because this pain, they've had a chance to do something about it and they haven't been able to.
Many a football manager has had an up and down relationship with the supporters of this club, but at the end many of them stayed, applauded the team, applauded the effort. What did all that mean?
Listen, they've been incredible. There's no way of doing it. They've had, from the start of this season, where there was probably a bit of arrogance that we were going to steamroll the league and all that kind of stuff, they've had to put up with a torrid season in every way, and they haven't been given hardly anything to shout about all season, and it's been a mess. And still that many turn out with that hope that we've taken it down to the last game and something magical might happen, and they don't want to miss it. And then when they realised that the result was gone and it was over, all you heard was them singing. They were the only people who were out there. The noise was phenomenal, and I feel for them, I really do.
Does the fact that they're the world's oldest professional football league club, or now were, mean that it hurts even more?
I think there's a history there that you want to protect that means a lot to you, and I get that, and I don't want to dismiss that, because it shouldn't be dismissed, and that probably puts more of a burden on what's happened. It's just teams get promoted, teams get relegated, and there's no reason why Notts County shouldn't be one of them, and this season they've ended up being one because of a number of reasons. But like I say, when you look at them at the end of the game and the way they were, that's got to give you hope for the future, because they're going to support this club no matter what, and there'll be good times ahead of that, I'm sure.
What of your future? Do you still want to be the manager of this football club going forward?
I don't think it's right to talk about my future. I'm hurting at the moment, and I think that there's so much going on at this club. There's so much uncertainty. No one knows who's taking over, when they're taking over, what their plans are. There's so many questions, and them answers aren't going to come out in the next week. They're probably not going to come out in the next 10 days, and that's the next step. Is to build for the future, you need to plan and build. And if there's a takeover going on at the end of May, you're already behind a lot of teams that have started planning and their recruitment and stuff like that. So these next 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year is going to be a real tough rebuilding job here, and the quicker everything gets sorted, the better.
But I guess what I'm asking is, do you want to be the man at the helm of rebuilding?
I would love to be the man at the helm rebuilding, but I've got to know if the people want me and what their plans are, because if it's not something that, you know, if we haven't got the same ideas or if they don't want me, then it's not my decision. So, you know, for now I need to just go home, take this pain, spend a bit of time with my family who I haven't seen a lot, and you know, come back in the next few weeks and see where the land lies and see how we can take this club forward.
Just finally, will you give a message to the fans, the ones that have travelled here today, but also the ones that are at home?
Sorry is you know, sorry I haven't been able to turn it around, but I think it's key to know they're amazing, and that football club is still standing there. All right, hasn't got a title, and it's going into you know, a league that they didn't want to be in. But if they carry on and out of adversity form even stronger, they're going to have success. I've no doubt, and they're going to have some good times, and they deserve it.